North Korea's commissioning of the 5,000-ton destroyer Chohayan marks a potentially important shift in the strategic evolution of the Korean peninsula. While the vessel does not immediately alter the military balance between North and South Korea, it signals Pyongyang's ambition to transform its navy from a largely coastal defense force into a more capable maritime arm with regional reach. More importantly, it reflects Kim Jong-un's broader effort to diversify North Korea's deterrent posture and strengthen its long-term geopolitical position in Northeast Asia. For decades, North Korea's naval strategy rested on asymmetry. The Korean People's Navy relied on submarines, fast attack craft, coastal artillery, naval mines, and special operations forces designed to impose costs on stronger adversaries operating near the peninsula. The commissioning of Chohayan suggests that Pyongyang is now attempting to supplement this traditional approach with larger, ocean-going surface combatants capable of carrying advanced missile systems. If sustained, this evolution would represent the most significant modernization of North Korea's navy in decades. The immediate military significance of the destroyer should not be overstated. South Korea, supported by the United States, retains overwhelming naval superiority. Combined U.S.-South Korean forces field multiple Aegis-equipped destroyers, advanced submarines, carrier strike assets, and integrated air and missile defense systems. A single North Korean destroyer is unlikely to survive in a high-intensity conflict against such forces. Yet strategy is not determined solely by platform comparisons. Even a relatively vulnerable warship can complicate operational planning, expand the range of military options available to Pyongyang, and create new escalation pathways during crises. From the perspective of deterrence dynamics, the vessel could serve as a mobile missile launch platform capable of operating beyond North Korea's coastal waters. Such a capability would increase uncertainty for military planners in Seoul, Tokyo, and Washington. Mobile maritime launch platforms are inherently more difficult to track than fixed land-based assets. During periods of heightened tensions, the mere possibility that North Korea could disperse missile forces at sea could complicate Allied targeting calculations and increase pressure on intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance networks. The development also carries implications for regional security architecture. The United States, South Korea, and Japan have steadily expanded trilateral defense cooperation in response to North Korea's advancing missile and nuclear programs. North Korea's naval modernization is likely to reinforce this trend. Greater intelligence sharing, maritime domain awareness, anti-submarine warfare exercises, and integrated missile defense cooperation among the three allies will probably intensify. In effect, Pyongyang's military modernization may inadvertently strengthen the very alliance structures it seeks to counter. The role of Russia introduces an additional great power dimension. The speed and scale of North Korea's recent military developments have generated growing speculation that Moscow may be providing technical or material assistance in exchange for North Korean military support in the war in Ukraine. While definitive evidence remains limited, closer Russia-North Korea defense cooperation could alter regional strategic calculations. A more technologically capable North Korean military would increase pressure on U.S. alliance networks across Northeast Asia, while simultaneously providing Russia with an indirect means of complicating American force posture in the Indo-Pacific. China will also observe these developments carefully. Beijing traditionally prefers stability on the Korean peninsula and remains cautious about actions that could trigger regional escalation. However, a stronger North Korean navy creates both opportunities and risks for China. On one hand, North Korea can continue to serve as a strategic buffer against U.S. military influence. On the other hand, a more confident and capable Pyongyang could act in unpredictable ways that undermine regional stability and increase the risk of unintended conflict near China's maritime approaches. From a maritime perspective, the emergence of North Korea's first genuine blue water combatant signals an ambition to operate farther from home waters. Kim Jong-un's call for shipyards to produce larger cruisers and multiple new surface vessels annually suggests that Pyongyang envisions a navy capable of limited power projection, maritime deterrence, and enhanced sanctions evasion. Warships escorting illicit arms shipments or conducting presence operations beyond coastal waters would complicate international sanctions enforcement and challenge existing maritime security mechanisms. The broader geopolitical significance, therefore, lies not in the capabilities of Cho Hae-an alone, but in what it represents, the beginning of a potentially sustained naval modernization program. North Korea appears determined to diversify its military toolkit across land, sea, cyber, and strategic domains. Such diversification enhances regime survivability and complicates allied deterrence strategies. Looking ahead, the Indo-Pacific should expect North Korea to continue investing in maritime strike capabilities, larger surface combatants, and sea-based missile systems. If these efforts are supported by external technological assistance, particularly from Russia, Northeast Asia could enter a new phase of naval competition. While the current balance of power remains firmly in favor of the US alliance system, North Korea's naval ambitions add another layer of complexity to an already volatile regional security environment. The result is likely to be intensified alliance coordination, expanded maritime surveillance, and a more contested strategic landscape across Northeast Asia.